You know, sometimes in the spirit of competition, you come across someone that looks just like you, that walks just like you, that's a competitor just like you. And even though you're supposed to respect your opponent, you never befriend them because you can't trust them, because they want what you want, and in order to get what they want, they have to go through you. That's the reason why Never Be Friends is playing in the background. Yes, this is the WC here with the AFC Championship game breakdown. Brady versus Manning. Now I don't know if Tom Brady and Peyton Manning are friends off the field, but on the field, these guys they got to be enemies. They don't face off against each other directly, but in the quarterback matchup, yes, they do directly. And I can't say that these two teams have a bitter rivalry, because they don't. Earlier this year, the Broncos went into Foxborough, were up 24 points, and lost the game. Yes, I said lost the game. By now, you already know. But Tom Brady and Peyton Manning are just a different breed of quarterback. Like, I honestly, I'm a fan of the game of football. That's the reason why this video can happen. Alright. They are the modern day versions of Montana and Aikman. Now you can't, you really can't compare the two, you know what I'm saying, to each other, Montana and Aikman, because they were from different eras basically. And these two, Manning and Brady, are basically in the same era. When you look at Aikman won 3 Super Bowls, just like Tom Brady has won 3 Super Bowls. You look at Montana has 6 Super Bowls, 5-6 Super Bowls, and Peyton only has 1. But all those quarterbacks have that killer instinct. They have the thrill for victory. They dare to be great. And in a matchup like this, these guys can win the game for their team and send their team to Super Bowl, or they can possibly lose it. Now, I hate to go and give the quarterback matchup a push, but that's what it is. I mean, you can look at Super Bowl rings, but Super Bowl rings don't really tell you the entire story. No way, no way. You can look at MVPs. MVPs doesn't tell you the entire story. No way. It just doesn't. The quarterback matchup is a push. Now, in my other videos, I haven't talked about the coaches, because I wanted to make sure I got through the videos as quick as I can. I'm gonna take my time on this one. Alright. John Fox kinda came into a situation in which the defense in Denver was pretty darn good already. He's a defensive coach. He gets Peyton Manning, which is almost like the cherry on top. So he probably doesn't even have to worry about the offense 99% of the time. I'm pretty sure that Peyton Manning is probably the offensive coordinator, the head coach over there on that side of the ball. But in this matchup of coaches, I have to give the check mark to Bill Belichick. Now, some people will say Spygate this, Spygate that, whatever. Whatever you want to say, I don't care. Alright? At the end of the day, it's about results in the National Football League. And this guy produces. So, when it comes to coaches, New England gets the check. I'll just keep it short and simple. Now, as far as defenses go, Denver has a top 5 defense, top 10, top 5 defense. Both of these teams can get after it. Both of these teams can ball hawk, but Denver has the advantage. So check mark for the Denver Broncos. In my other videos, I haven't talked about the intangibles, the X factors, the things that are there but they're not completely controllable, that you really don't see them coming. Now, I don't know what the weather is going to be like in Denver. It might snow, it might rain, it might be sunny, but weather's going to play a factor, but not that much of a factor because New England is a cold weather team too. So as far as the weather goes and its effect on the players, that's a push situation too. The intangibles, the weather, that's a push. Now the X factor for both teams. Now let's start with New England. LeGarrette Blount in that running game, Stephen Ridley in that running game has to show up in this game in order for the New England Patriots to even have a shot. And I'm not saying that because I don't believe in New England's receivers, but those two guys have to be the X factor in this game. All right. Now going on to Denver and their X factor. Wes Welker, former New England Patriot, comes over to the Broncos, and when I seen that Wes Welker was going to the Broncos, I was like, okay, they already got Decker, they already got Thomas, this guy's just another weapon in the slot, and I expect for him to be the X factor in this game. I'm not going to say that he's going to be wide open in this game. I'm just going to say that he's going to be open in this game. That's a little bit of a prediction, but look for him to be the difference maker for the Broncos in this game. Now let's go on to what both of these teams are going to have to do in order to win this game. Now Tom Brady is one of those quarterbacks where he's not really that mobile, and if Denver's going to win this game, they have to apply pressure. Like I said, I'd expect for New England to come out with a run first mentality. That's what they have to take. And between Stephen Ridley and LeGarrette Blount, they have to combine for at least 100 yards, 150 yards between the two of those guys, total yards, and they'll be right in the thick of it towards the end of the game. I don't expect for one of these teams to come out completely flat and get blown out. I don't expect for that to happen. But I do expect for it to be a nip and tuck game, just like the Chargers had with Denver last Sunday. Now, as far as Denver goes, they just have to spread the wealth. It's the same thing that I said about New England when it comes to when they were playing the Colts last week. They just have to spread the wealth. But what New England did that kind of shocked me is that they just ran the ball down their throat. They were a very physical team. And Peyton Manning is just going to have to spread the wealth. Like I said, I think that Welker is going to be open in the slot. They might be able to get Thomas deep on some play action plays. You just have to spread the wealth. Peyton Manning has to be Peyton Manning. And if Peyton Manning is Peyton Manning, the Denver Broncos will go on to the Super Bowl. Now, as far as prediction, I kind of just said it. Last year's debacle, if you want to call it debacle, if you want to call it a rainbow miracle, mile high miracle, that's just not going to happen this year. There's no team in the playoffs that's left that mirrors what Baltimore was last year, and the closest one to it was the Chargers, and they got they basically got sent home by the Broncos. So I'm expecting for this game to go to Peyton Manning and the Broncos. Not necessarily because of home field, because in the AFC Championship game, home field doesn't matter as much as people will probably say it does, because at this point, if you made it to the championship game, you're the real deal. Alright? So, I'm expecting for Peyton Manning and the Broncos to be the AFC champions. I go on to the Super Bowl against, going to watch my next video in order to find out who I think that they're going to be going against. But yeah, it's the WC. We ain't got to be friends for you to hit the like button. You understand? We ain't got to be friends for you to share this video. It's 9 minutes of breakdown. I broke it all the way down for you guys. It was going to be a 15-minute video, but I re-recorded it. But stay tuned for the NFC Championship breakdown. It's coming so hot and quick. Next thing you know, boom, it's right there. So hit the like button, share button, all that good stuff. I'll be back on my next video.